laptop, camera, and mic with a fish eye lens as a backup. Yeah.
Jared, you can hear us? Got us. Okay, good morning, everyone. We're on a live stream right now. We started our court meeting at 11 o'clock and did the pledge, called our roll. We got down to number 4 on our agenda to read the resolution 20-07 city bill grant. We started that, and at that time we were notified that we had a technical problem with our live stream through our courthouse system. What we've done now is we have went to plan B, and we are live streaming just through a mobile from a laptop. With that said, it's my understanding that we are, we can be heard, and the meeting is visible by live stream, and it's being recorded, and we're just following the tenets of the requirements for open meetings laws. So what we're going to do is I propose that we just start our meeting from the start, call the roll, and we will move through the agenda as we did to get to number 4. Does everybody feel comfortable with that? All right. With that said, Stacy, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Hostetler?
Here.
Mr. Lyons?
Here.
Mr. Wallace?
Here.
Mr. Corman?
Present.
Mr. Ellison?
Still here.
Mr. Burke?
Here.
Mr. Livingston?
Here.
Mr. Marshall?
Here.
Judge Covington?
Present. As we did earlier, go ahead and go to number 4 on our agenda, resolution 20-07 city bill grant. And it's a proposal from the city. Mayor Franklin contacted me last week, and we have a resolution. I'm going to ask Mr. Rand Marshall to read the resolution.
Resolution 20-07, resolution of the Scott County Fiscal Court supporting the city of Georgetown's application for bill funds and matching funds to the project. As the Scott County Fiscal Court recognizes the need for critical infrastructure improvement around Connector Road, Oxford Road, and Lexus Way, whereas the city of Georgetown applied for 2020 bill funds, the extension of Lexus Way, Oxford Road, and the city of Georgetown takes a pledge of 25% project and to strengthen its application for this highly competitive grant, whereas the total cost of the project is $12 million, whereas the bill grant application would be in the amount of approximately $9 million, which would yield a local match contribution of approximately $3 million, whereas the Scott County Fiscal Court wishes to partner with the city of Georgetown in this application to pledge 50% of the city's match contribution. Now therefore be it resolved by the Scott County Fiscal Court. Scott County is in full support of the city of Georgetown's 2020 bill transportation discretionary grant fund application. The county hereby pledges support for the project in the form of matching funds not to exceed $1.5 million.
Okay, essentially the resolution is asking for our partnership with the city of Georgetown, and we'd be pledging $1.5 million if the bill grant was successful. The grant is for funds that would fund the extension of Lexus Way, the widening of Old Oxford Road, the study of design alternatives for Connector Road. This is the same grant that we partnered with the city on last year. There were a couple of questions. I'm going to ask for the record for those questions to be repeated that were before. Alan Lyons.
Yes, I had a question. In the communication we've had with the city, is there a possibility, because of the unknown extent or length of the economic action, the COVID situation, that they could, if they were not in a situation to go through, that the city could decline the grant, even if approved? And this is the exact same resolution other than the dates that we approved previously. I just wonder if we had a line or a couple words in here to clarify that we will commit this if the city follows through. And if we're kind of committed to that, they can have whether they do or not.
You know, I think it's implicit in this that they would have to participate, you know, it says we're partnering with them. We can make it explicit, you know, that may be wise, Alvin, we can put in there, you know, this is contingent upon the city's in the city getting the grant, the city participating to the extent of 1.5.
Bill Burke.
A resolution is a letter of intent, it's a letter of follow through. It has no bearing in law, so there's nothing lawful that opposed to this resolution. If the city follows through, then we don't have to either.
I have a question. If the city has approved the grant and they don't participate, we thought it was an important project, could we look at it at that time, or kind of along the questions I guess I was asking, is like, you know, we don't want to participate, but what if they do? I mean, the old Oxford project and Alexis Way, in my opinion, is of course my district out here, but it is an important project. And I don't know if we could even leave that option open for a build grant.
I would think as the applicant, they would have, so for the grant to be awarded, Kelly, they'd have to participate.
Well, and I think that answers Alan's question. Then it's probably not even on the table for us to do, but I wish it was.
Bill Burke.
Again, I'll reiterate, this is nothing more than a letter of understanding or memorandum of agreement. Okay, it has no force of law unless we make an ordinance. So if the city doesn't participate, I don't think a resolution obligates us to participate.
I don't think we even have a choice. I think Brandon is correct. In my opinion, they awarded the grant and they choose not to participate. I don't think they'll come back to us and say, do you want to do it? I think it's probably DOA at that point. Yes. But I would like to see that hopefully they get the grant. It's awarded.
David Livingston.
What's the time frame on the grant award?
I'm sure it's a 6 to 8 month, time frame. Usually this grant application is due in July sometime. That's the previous deadline, but this deadline was moved up into May this time. So I'm sure it's 6 to 8 months from now. Any other questions or comments? Yes, sir.
Do you feel comfortable with it based on the budgetary situation we're looking at next year?
I believe that it's an important project, that if we were awarded the project, we would have to try to find a way to get it done, in my mind.
Is it in the budget, or is the money in the budget?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So we would actually have to come back and amend the budget to.
Yes.
Okay.
But this was presented to me on Friday,
Right.
and
Well, getting Oxford wide 25 cents on the dollar would be, greatly worth it, you know, I know being half sounds like a lot of money, but not when you're doing a ton of paving that needs to be done.
that would be a
I mean,
project.
JR,
Yeah.
have a good idea.
David, you had another question?
I was just, what Chad had said earlier, I thought was very important.
You're gonna read my comments?
Yes, sir.
So this is the fourth joint project that the county and city have participated in. The Walmart entrance, the Business Park expansion, US sewer lines on US 25 South. And this would be the fourth commitment from the county to do a project with the city. And my comments were that it seems like there are a lot of projects that haven't gotten finished. But I touched base with the city today, and they reassured me that things are moving, not at the pace that I'd like, but they are moving forward with each project. Hopefully it will be completed in the near future. So I feel like this is something that we should probably continue to support financially.
Any other questions or comments in regards to the proposed resolution? And is there a motion to accept? So moved by Mr. Wallace. It was seconded by Rick Hostetler. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes as presented. That moves us to number 5, May 28th meeting. I'd like to propose a change to May 26th at 9 a.m. that we cancel the May 28th meeting and then meet on May 26th at 9 a.m. And the reason I don't care to share is that I've got outpatient surgery and would not be available. And would like to try to amend this and move it to May 26th at 9 a.m. Any questions or comments? Motion for Mr. Hostetler. Is there a second? There's a second for Mr. Livingston. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. We'll move the May 28th meeting to May 26th at 9 a.m. It will still be a special called meeting, and it will require the agenda be posted. We stick to the agenda. With that said, number 6 on our current agenda is to go into executive session per KRS 61.8101C. And does anybody have?
I do have a question. Is Fitz going to participate in the solid waste management plan discussion as well?
He's in
Or only executive session?
only in the executive session was the topic of his involvement.
Okay. I was just wondering because we're 50 minutes behind where we thought we'd be possibly. And for those watching, I don't know how long executive session is going to take, and I don't know how long the solid waste management plan discussion is going to take. But I know there's a lot of people watching that are interested in the solid waste management.
Yes. And we'll, if the court so sees it to make a motion to go into executive session, then we can do so. If not, then so moved from Mr. Bill Burke. It's seconded from Mr. Rick Hostetler. Is there anyone or any other questions related to that? With that said, all those in favor going into executive session, KRS 61.8101C, say aye and
Pending or threatened litigation is what that is. Signature wrong.
okay. Just for point of clarification, that is for pending or threatening litigation discussion. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. So we will go into executive session and return after that.
Are we gonna do it here?
Yeah, I'd rather, we do it here.
So you haven't shown it all there.
Well, let's shut it all down.
That room's a lot smaller.
So you have to get the night
Well, no, it was. All right, at this time, we have left executive session, and I'd like to see if there's a motion to come out of executive session and back into open session. So moved by Mr. Alvin Lyons and seconded by Kelly Corman. So we all those in favor? Any opposed? So with that said, next item on our agenda is solid waste management claim. And I asked Rand Marshall to share with us any information, and then if anyone else, we talked about amending the solid waste, we opened up, pardon?
No, I was gonna say, we can put on the record, Judge, that we met, discussed, current litigation, no final action, obviously, taken.
So let the record reflect that there was no final action in executive session. And with that said, you know, we have, the next item on the agenda is the solid waste management plan. We have been considering options with possibility of amending the solid waste management plan. Been simultaneous bid for assurance of future capacity in that process. And we've had discussions with possible bidders there and conversations. So with that said, anyone like to make a motion in regards to the solid waste management plan amendment process?
There's a couple of comments first, if we can, because we have been going through this process, talking about amending the solid waste management plan. It's been going on for several months. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one on the court that's been getting emails from our citizens and with their intentions. Plus, we've had public meetings already, and the citizens have had to input in that, and through our counsel, Mr. Fitzgerald, he has kind of guided us along this path for several months now, and looked over the 3 bids that we've taken that were presented. I mean, we take them, they were offered 3 different companies, 3 different bids. Everybody knows that. And so at this time, and I've talked with Rand about this already, how to word this, but I would like to make a motion in regards to the solid waste management plan, and it would be to zero out all area waste.
Let me suggest something. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, if it's not right, you can certainly change it. But yeah, that we would pursue finalization amendment of the solid waste management plan, which would include a provision that we would zero out capacity for the disposal of waste within the solid waste area. Then we would set a hearing for that 30 days down the road. Does that work?
I think that covers what I had in my mind.
And I think that has to be publicly noticed. And if in fact someone would like to request a hearing, then we would schedule it. Is that correct? That's what I understand. And if that's not the case, then we will. But the motion's been made. Any other question, discussion in regards to that motion? And is there a second? Second from Mr. Livingston. I'll repeat any other question or comment in regards to the motion that has been made. With that said, all those in favor with the motion as presented, raise your right hand and say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Let the record reflect that there were none opposed.
Judge, if I can just say, I think we ought to, even if make part of the record attached to the minutes, the email comments from the citizens, so it's part of the record.
Absolutely, we could do that, and we'll do that. With that said, I do not have anything left
I did
on.
put on record, Bill Burke.
Okay.
Oh,
And the record should reflect as well, Mr. Burke had to leave a meeting during our executive session. We have no other business on the agenda. With that said, is there a motion to adjourn? Okay. Motion for Mr. Corman, is there a second? Second for Mr. Lyons. The meeting has been adjourned. Thank you. Okay.